Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. Today is May 26, 2026. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9. Mother Yashoda binds Lord Kṛṣṇa. So, we were reading verse 18 yesterday. We had seen that Yashodamai brought she brought a rope to tie Kṛṣṇa, and when she tried to tie Kṛṣṇa, the rope was short. It was not sufficient to tie the rope around Kṛṣṇa's waist. And it was exactly 2 fingers too short. So she went inside and got another rope and joined that rope to the first rope with a knot. And now she tried to tie Kṛṣṇa's waist. And in spite of adding another rope, so what will we expect? First time the rope was 2 fingers short. Now she added another big rope. So, first of all, it cannot be short because it was only 2 fingers too short. It only needed two fingers more of rope, isn't it, to tie. So not just 2 fingers, she got a lot more rope that was joined to the first one. So what will we expect? That now when she's tying, she should be able to tie very easily. But instead of that, the rope went all around Kṛṣṇa's waist, and it was again 2 fingers too short. So this was the surprising thing. Again, it was exactly 2 fingers too short, in spite of adding the second rope. And not just the second rope. She went inside and got another rope, tied the third rope. Again, it was exactly 2 fingers too short. She got another rope and another rope and another rope. This was amazing to Yashodamai, that her son's waist was not getting bigger. The waist was still that big only. His belly was as big as his fist, her fist. It was just that size. And visibly, she's adding so many ropes. The ropes she can see, there are hundreds of, you say, mora, right? When you add, when you measure garlands, like jasmine strings, in hands length you measure, no? 1 mora, 2 mora, like that. So she brought hundreds and hundreds of hands length of ropes, hundreds of them. And Krishna's stomach is only this big as her fist. She joined all these ropes and it's going all around his waist, which was just this small, and still it was short. She's not able to tie it. The rope is not becoming small. It is still that long, and his waist is not becoming big. And this was an amazing thing. She's surprised to see this. And even more wonderful is such a big rope and small waist. And in spite of, what will you expect? If one rope is 2 fingers too short, 100 ropes would have 200 fingers too short, isn't it? It should be like that. But no, even after adding 100 ropes, still it was only 2 fingers too short. This was amazing to Yashoda Mai. And all the neighboring gopis also came. When they heard the commotion between Yashoda Mai and Kṛṣṇa, how he's crying and screaming, he doesn't want to be tied. And Yashoda Mai is also saying, why did you do it? If you didn't want to get punished, why did you do this mischief? So with all that loud commotion, all the neighboring gopis came to see what's going on. And they came and they started helping Yashoda Mai, getting ropes. And not only she got all the rope. So this verse is saying, 18th verse said that, or actually 17th verse, evaṁ sva-geha damani. Sva-geha, meaning in her house. Sva-geha damani. Plural is used for ropes. As many ropes as there were in her house. In this way, Yashoda sandadhatyapi, she joined all the ropes that were there in her house. Sandadi means joining. All the ropes that were there in her house, she brought them out and she tied them together. She made, joined them all together. In spite of that, she's not able to tie Kṛṣṇa. And exactly 2 fingers too short. So seeing this wonder, all the gopis who had come, they started laughing. And they actually said, Yashoda, my dear friend, Vidhata, the creator. So Brahmaji, he's the creator, right? Vidhata. He has not written in the fate of Kṛṣṇa on his forehead, he has not written that he will get bound. Bandhna iske naseeb mein nahi likha hai. He cannot be bound by your rope. It's not written in his fate by Vidhata. So why you are trying unnecessarily for something which is not going to happen? Leave it. Don't tie him. The gopis were saying like this. But Yashoda Mai was determined. She wanted to win. It was a challenge, a competition between mother and son. Mother wanted to see, I want to see how much rope it takes to tie this small waist of my son. She was determined. She didn't care for what anybody said. Not just from her house, she went to all the houses in the village. She got they were all cowherds. So all cowherds keep ropes for churning butter. She got all the ropes in the entire village. And for how long? From early in the morning until evening, sunset, Sandhya. She was bringing ropes and she's tying and joining. And in this effort, she was doing such hard labor. She was perspiring, her whole body was sweating. And the flowers in her hair were all falling down. And she didn't stop. She was working so hard. Then what happened by this? What are those two fingers signifying? Those two fingers are actually representing a very important, this LILA. Through this LILA, the Lord is teaching us a very important lesson. What were those two fingers gap? What is that gap of two fingers? Because of which Yashoda Mai was not able to bind Kṛṣṇa. Of the two fingers, the first finger represented Yashoda Mai's parishram, her hard work. And the second finger represented Kṛṣṇa's kripa, mercy. Until and unless, so in the beginning, that means throughout the day until Sandhya, when Yashoda Mai started, she was not Vyagrata means eagerness was not there in her. She was just doing it casually. I'm going to tie him. She didn't think that, it's going to be such a difficult task. She just got a rope. I'm going to tie my son, And then the first one didn't work and she was surprised. She just went and got another one. So that eagerness was not there. Intensity was not there. So first finger was, first finger, because there has to be hard work. There has to be parishram. So because of that, then Kṛṣṇa's mercy was also not awakened. Until and unless, so in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Kṛṣṇa wanted to tell his mother that only when I agree to be bound, will you be able to bind me. I have to agree. When will he agree to be bound? When his heart flows towards you. That means when his mercy awakens. Bhakta-vaśyatā. Vatsala means one who is very affectionate towards the bhakta. Also it said bhṛtya-vaśyatā or matra-vaśyatā. So in this case it's matra-vaśyatā. That means he feels for the devotee. He feels affection for the devotee. He feels compassion for the devotee. Oh, my devotee is working so hard. So this is actually a competition between the Lord and the devotee. And the Lord, that's why that Vibhuta Shakti. Vibhuta Shakti means his all pervasiveness. That is because of that Shakti called Vibhuta Shakti. So his all pervasiveness didn't allow Yashoda Mai to tie. That means Kṛṣṇa didn't want to get tied. So that he's also adamant. I don't want to get tied. And Yashoda Mai is also determined. I will tie him. This is the competition between mother and son. I don't want to get tied. And as soon as he decided like that, now his Shaktis are working. The Vibhuta Shakti is working. And Yashoda Mai, she's not giving up. She tried all day. She's working so hard. But she didn't give up. Seeing her hard labor, seeing her determination, seeing her endeavor, she's sweating literally. All that anxiety, that helplessness. In Yashoda Mai's case, we don't see, but the tears that you get, because of that anxiety, that's your hard work. So those two fingers, finally it is concluded here what those two fingers are. First one is called Bhajanotta Shrantaha. Bhajanotta Shrantaha means the tiredness. When you do parishram, Shrantaha means the exhaustion that you get after you work hard. Working hard for what? For earning money. Or for getting some trophy in some athletics or something. No. Working hard for bhajan, shravanam, kirtanam, Vishnu smaranam, archanam, vandanam. You're working hard to do bhajan. How hard are you working? You are sweating by working hard to do bhajan. Also, when you fast on fasting days, right? Some devotees do on Ekadasis also, but otherwise, Gaur Purnima, Pandav Nirjala Ekadasi, Janmashtami. And then devotees also take vows of chanting so many rounds, 64 rounds, sometimes. Today only I heard in the morning, one devotee was saying, there are some devotees who have been chanting 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs names. That means 64 times 2, 64 times 3 rounds every day for the past 25 years, 30 years, like that. So, when devotees do, that means they work hard, they make sacrifices, they make priorities for bhajan. They sacrifice other things for the sake of bhajan. So when you do this type of hard work, you're actually showing Kṛṣṇa that he is more important than anything else to you. Or why more important? He is everything to you. That is Dridha Shraddha. And even if you do other things, you're doing those things for him only. That means to set example to others so that they will also come eventually to this path, like that. Not because of some attachment separate from Krishna consciousness. Attachment outside of surrender to Krishna. No, they're not doing things out of attachment outside of surrender to Krishna. You understand? So, this is what it takes. So, this is parishram. Bhajanotta shrantaha. For the sake of bhajan, when one works so hard to do bhajan, that he gets tired, that tiredness draws Krishna's attention and his compassion. He feels for the devotee. So in the case of Yashoda Mai, when she worked so hard, when Krishna saw her tears, he's thinking, my mother is working so hard all day. She's been trying. She's sweating. She's so tired. Compassion awakened in his heart for his mother. That Kripa Shakti awakened in his heart. So he decided, I will drop out. So when there is a competition, both are fighting, competing, one person will come out victorious. But out of love, one person voluntarily loses so that the other person can win. Krishna does this for the devotee. It's not that he actually lost because he became weak and the other one became stronger. Not like that. Not like that. But because of his mercy, because of his Kripa Shakti, he's feeling compassion for the devotee. Specifically, here it is said Matru-vatsala. Matru-vatsala. You know, bhakta-vatsala. Bhakta-vatsala means one who is very, very affectionate to the devotee. The way a cow is very affectionate to its calf. Like that. The Lord is affectionate to his devotee. Vatsa means calf. So bhakta-vatsala. The Lord loves his devotees. He's very affectionate to the devotees. Like that, now he's feeling for his mother, Matru-vatsala. He's feeling very, very affectionate and very, very compassionate towards his mother. He's feeling sorry for her. Oh, she's working so hard. I don't want her to get so tired. I don't want her to work so hard. Why she's working so hard? So that she can tie him. All right, I will allow myself to be tied so that she doesn't have to work so hard, like that. He drops out, and then immediately she's able to tie him. Also, this Kripa Shakti is the Chakravarti. Of all the Shaktis of Kṛṣṇa, this Kripa Shakti is the Chakravarti Shakti. So, in front of Chakravarti, who can stand up with their head up? When the emperor comes, everyone bows their head down in obedience. So when Kripa Shakti stood up, Vibhuta Shakti immediately had to bow down. When Krishna's mercy came out, then that Shakti, because of which Yashodamai was not able to tie, that all-pervasive Shakti, had to disappeared actually. In front of Kripa Shakti, others cannot stand. So that disappeared. Now Yashodamai was able to tie. So that's the wonderful pastime that we read yesterday. And the important thing is the lesson that the Lord is giving us. Because of these two things, bhajanottha shranta and kripa of Bhagwan. A kripa of the Lord by seeing the endeavor of the devotee. Because of these two things, the devotee is able to bind the Lord. The devotee is able to control the Lord. That means the Lord allows himself to be controlled. He allows himself to be controlled. But for one to control the Lord, for the Lord to allow himself to be controlled by the devotee, first the devotee has to show the Lord that he's working so hard. There is no second way. That's the only way. You have to, that's why the basic condition is sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. This surrender is a symptom of our dridha shraddha that Kṛṣṇa is only the Supreme Lord and my only duty is to render direct devotional service to him. I don't have any other position. I don't have any other duty. I'm not a grihastha. I'm not a, American, Indian or whatever. I'm not a lawyer, doctor or some professional or some businessman. I'm not a husband, wife, children, this community, that community. None of these identities. All this is in the beginning. Before beginning pure devotional service, one has to come to this stage. Then, after that, Krishna's reciprocation and all that comes after, way after that. We learn from this LILA. It's not that we're just talking. We are learning from this LILA. Krishna is teaching in this LILA. First of all, you have to surrender. And after you surrender, then you do pure devotional service 24/7. That is your parishram. 24/7 we will be doing pure devotional service for the pleasure of Krishna only. Anyabhilashita shunyam. Not that by doing devotional service I'm expecting, everything will be nice in my life and this and that and all that, for everything will be nice with with me and my family and my extended family. That's not pure devotional service. If you don't identify yourself as this body, where is the question of everything will be nice for my family members, my community members? That won't even be there. You'll only be seeing Kṛṣṇa. And even when you see others, you're seeing in relation to Kṛṣṇa. Not separately. In relation to Kṛṣṇa. So anyway, parishram is important. Lesson is parishram. That parishram attracts the Lord's mercy. And when you get the Lord's mercy, then he agrees to be controlled by you. Then the devotee is able to control the Lord. This is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling us that the Lord is giving us this message through this Leela. Okay, so now we will see further what else is being said in the next verse. So 17th we saw evaṁ svageha dāmani yashoda sandadhatyapi gopinam susmayantinam smayanti vismita bhavat. So this one we discussed already. All the gopis, they're smiling And they're saying, Yashoda, why are you trying, the Vidhata has not written in his forehead that he should be tied. Just leave it. Yashodama is also smiling. How is it? His belly is only this big. It's not getting any bigger. And I'm adding so many ropes. The ropes are not getting smaller. Still, I'm not able to tie him. And exactly 2 fingers too short. Vismita bhavat. She is amazed and she's also smiling. Let me see how much rope it takes to tie the belly of my son. Like that. Swamatu svinna gatraya. Seeing the hard work of his mother. Visrasta. Kabarasrajaha. Drishtva parishramam Kṛṣṇah. So seeing her parishrama, Kṛṣṇah kripayasit. His kripa came out. Seeing her hard work. So bandhane. And he allowed himself to be bound. Now the next verse. So from this verse onwards, from 19 onwards, for 5 shlokas, that means 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. For 5 shlokas, it's going to be a philosophical discussion. Okay. So now Krishna is bound by Yashodamai. Let's see. Evaṁ sandarśitā aṅga hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena yasyedaṁ seśvaraṁ vaśe. Evaṁ sandarśitā aṅga hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena yasyedaṁ seśvaraṁ vaśe. Evam, in this way, sandarśitā. Sandarśitā means he is exhibiting. He is showing. He, aṅga means, O Mahārāja Parīkṣit. Aṅga means, O Mahārāja Parīkṣit. Yeah, I'll have to see why Parīkṣit Maharaj is called aṅga. Hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā. Hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā. Yeah, I checked that. Hariṇā. Hariṇā means by Hari. Bhṛtya means servants. Vaśyatā means being controlled. Hariṇā. So it is shown, sandarśitā, in this manner. It is shown by who? By Hari. The Lord is showing. What is he showing? That he, bhṛtya-vaśyatā, he is bound by his servants. He is bound by his servants. Sva-vaśenāpi. Sva-vaśenāpi. That means he is actually controlled by himself. Sva-vaśena. Vash mein aa jana matlab getting controlled. But he is independent, isn't it? Janmadyasya yatonvayad itaratas charthesh abhigyas swarat. Swarat means he is independent. He is not controlled by anyone. He is not dependent on anyone. He is controlled by himself. In spite of that, now he is controlled by the servant. Bhṛtya-vaśyatā sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena. Kṛṣṇena. Sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena. Yasyedaṁ, by Kṛṣṇa. Yasya means of this. Yasyedaṁ, this universe. Sa ishvaram vaśe. So sa ishvaram vaśe. We'll just read the translation and then we can go back to the shloka. O Mahārāja Parīkṣit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Śiva, Lord Brahmā and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Kṛṣṇa in this pastime. Okay? This entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Śiva, Lord Brahmā and Lord Indra, this universe along with its great demigods, is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The universe is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When you say universe, it includes everyone in the universe, including the great administrators, the great demigods, like Lord Brahma, Lord Śiva, Lord Indra, who are the controllers of this universe. They are also under the control of the Supreme Lord. That means the Lord is controlling everyone. Yet, the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. The one who is controlling everyone, who is controlling the whole universe, along with all the controllers of the universe. He is controlling, but he himself comes under the control of his devotee. This was now exhibited by Kṛṣṇa in this pastime. That's what this verse is saying. Evaṁ sandarśitā aṅga, O Parīkṣit Maharaj, in this way, hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā. So Lord Hari is actually exhibiting, or he's showing us that he is controlled by his servitor, bhṛtya-vaśyatā, hariṇā bhṛtya-vaśyatā. Even though sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena yasyedaṁ seśvaraṁ vaśe. Yasya kṛṣṇena yasyedaṁ. Idam means this universe, seśvaraṁ, along with its Ishwaras, controllers. Who are the controllers of the universe? Lord Brahma, Lord Śiva, Lord Indra, of course Lord Vishnu, three Gunavatars, but here Lord Vishnu, Lord Kṛṣṇa, same. So Lord Vishnu is not said. Lord Brahma, Lord Śiva, Lord Indra, they are the controllers of this universe. So this universe, along with its controllers, is controlled by Kṛṣṇa. Sva-vaśenāpi kṛṣṇena yasyedaṁ seśvaraṁ vaśe. Bhṛtya-vaśyatā. So this, like you say, bhakta-vaśyatā, right? That's the quality. Bhakta-vaśyatā is the quality. Like that, bhṛtya-vaśyatā, the quality of being controlled by his servants. Bhṛtya-vaśyatā, the quality of being controlled by his, it's like saying controlledness, like that. Being the quality of being controlled by his servants. Bhṛtya-vaśyatā. Hari's bhṛtya-vaśyatā, the quality of Hari's being controlled by his servants is shown in this pastime. Evaṁ means in this way. What happened in the previous verse? Finally, Kṛṣṇa agreed to be tied by Yashodamai, and Yashodamai was able to tie Kṛṣṇa. So the next verse is saying, in this way, so Yashodamai succeeded in tying Kṛṣṇa. How? By her hard work, Kṛṣṇa's mercy was awakened, and Kṛṣṇa decided to allow Yashodamai to tie him. And she managed to tie him at the end. In this way, through this pastime, Hari's bhṛtya-vaśyatā is shown, is exhibited. The quality of Hari is being controlled by his devotees is exhibited. What type of Hari? Hari's bhṛtya-vaśyatā is shown, but what type of Hari? Hari who is personally controlling, Hari means Kṛṣṇa, he is personally controlling this universe along with all its controllers. He is the controller of everyone. That Hari who is the controller of everyone, his quality of being controlled by his devotee is shown in this LILA. Okay. Oh Mahārāja Parīkṣit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods, like, so here Ishwaras are mentioned, specified. Demigods like Lord Śiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet, the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Kṛṣṇa in this pastime. So there's a purport here. Before the purport, I will explain the commentary to you, and then we'll go to the purport. This is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that the Lord's being controlled by his devotee, his bhṛtya-vaśyatā, is shown, is exhibited in this pastime. The Lord who controls everyone, who controls all the universes, or let's take this universe, he controls this universe along with all its controllers. His being controlled by somebody else. Is this bhūshana or dūshana for the Lord? Bhūshana means ornament and dūshana means defect, demerit. See, if you have somebody who is let's take the president. The president is controlling, let us say, that type of autocracy is not possible in the material world, right? One who is completely all powerful, controlling everyone from every angle. It's not possible. But still, somebody is in a very, very powerful position who is controlling everyone, but he himself becomes controlled by somebody else. Then what will you say? That's a defect in him, isn't it? It's a defect. It's a demerit. That even though he's controlling everyone, he himself becomes controlled by somebody else. We see that as a demerit. So now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is asking, the Lord's being the controller of all controllers, yet being controlled by his mother. Is this an ornament or is it a demerit? Is it an ornament or is it a demerit? Being controlled by his devotee. Is this a defect? Acharya says this kind of controlling by the devotees, the Lord's being controlled by his devotee, is not a demerit. It is an ornament. It is an ornament to the Lord. It only enhances the glory of the Lord. It only enhances the greatness of the Lord. What happens when you wear ornaments? The idea is you look more beautiful, isn't it? When you wear ornaments, you look even more beautiful. That's the idea of wearing ornaments. Of course, in Krishna's case, when he wears ornaments, the ornaments become more beautiful when they go on Krishna's transcendental body. Not that Krishna becomes more beautiful. But yeah, so this quality of Krishna's, even though he's the controller of everyone, but he's controlled by his devotee, this quality, bhṛtya-vaśyatā, the quality of being controlled by his devotee, this is not a demerit. You know, he won the whole world, but then he went and lost in front of somebody else. It's not like that. This is an ornament. It only enhances his glory, his being controlled by his devotee. Why? That has to be proved, right? You cannot just say. You can say, but then you have to prove it. How is it an ornament? Krishna is being controlled by his devotee. How is it an ornament? Because it is parama chamatkaritvat. Chamatkara. What is chamatkar? Something which is very amazing. You know, it's something which is very surprising and amazing, amusing. Chamatkar. On one hand, he controls everyone. He is the supreme controller. He also becomes controlled by somebody. He becomes controlled by his servant. How? She tied him up. This is amazing. Parama chamatkaritvat. Because it is very, very amazing. Amazing means what? This is creating adbhuta rasa. You know, there are 5 primary rasas and 7 secondary rasas. The 5 primary rasas are the 5, sthai bhavas. Like you have dasya, sakhya, vatsalya, madhurya, shanta. 5. Shanta, dasya, sakhya, vatsalya, madhurya. These are 5 sthai bhavas, 5 primary rasas. This is the platform, right? These are there all the time. And then there are, on top of this, there are 7 rasas that come and go. 7 rasas that come from time to time. They're not there all the time. So there you have adbhuta rasa, wonder. And then you have bhibhatsa, like there is fear, horror, like that, bhayanaka, bhibhatsa. Then there is hasya, comedy, like that. Karunya, karunya means, feeling compassion, like that. So different types of secondary rasas are there. Okay. So this Krishna's being the controller and yet being controlled by someone, it creates adbhuta rasa. In prema, there are various rasas. These rasa means what? A drink. You have different drinks. Famous one in India, rasna. It's a drink. So how do you make it? You have to add water, sugar, and the flavors that they give and all that. Put ice and everything, and you get a nice drink. Summer drink, rasna. Rasa. A rasa means something which is enjoyable. So like that, you have this rasa when we come to prema, the stage of prema bhakti. In bhava bhakti, you have sthai bhavas, bhava, you get a relationship. But that becomes even more relishable when there are rasas. That means in addition to that sthai bhava, other components are added, and then that taste becomes sandrananda visheshatma, very delicious condensed taste. The Lord gets from that. The Lord and the devotee also, the participants in that rasa, they will derive that pleasure. Just like here, Yashoda Mai and Kṛṣṇa. Yashoda Mai is having Vatsalya rasa, and Kṛṣṇa is the recipient of that. She is the ashraya. In her heart is this Vatsalya rasa, and Kṛṣṇa is the object of that Vatsalya rasa. So the sthai bhava is that Vatsalya rasa, Vatsalya bhava, that mother and son relationship, that is sthai bhava. On top of that, other components, other ingredients are added. Like to make rasna, you need water, you need sugar, you need that flavor. So many things are added and you get a nice drink, refreshing drink. Like that, we can even take some fresh drinks instead of rasna. You have like mint, summer mint drink, you put some lemon and some mint and, whatever else you add, salt, all these things, maybe black pepper. You're right. Nice cooling drink in summer, like that. So it's very, very refreshing. Like that, in addition to that sthai bhava, other components are added, then rasa is produced. That happens in prema. That happens in prema. So what I'm saying is, you have these secondary rasas. All this is for enjoyment. The Lord gets great pleasure from that. So this Krishna's being the controller of everything and at the same time being controlled by a devotee is not a fault. It's not a defect in Krishna, because this quality of his being controlled by a devotee is producing adbhuta rasa. It's producing adbhuta rasa. It's actually giving great pleasure to the Lord and to the devotee. When Krishna is styled like this, It's producing adbhuta rasa. Therefore, it is not a fault. Actually, it is an ornament. That's one point. Okay? Why? The question is, why is it an ornament and not a defect? Because this quality of Krishna's being controlled, even though he is a controller, is parama chamatkaritvat, is producing great wonder. And that wonder is one rasa which produces great bliss. It's producing adbhuta rasa. This is producing adbhuta rasa. Therefore, it is an ornament. It is not a demerit. Even though he is, and one more point here, it's producing adbhuta rasa, and there's another point here. You see, Krishna is bound by Yashoda Mai. Normally, what happens when one is bound? Can you do anything? If you're bound, your hands are all tied up. Can you do any activity when you're bound? You take the conditioned soul. Conditioned soul is bound by the three modes of material nature. When you're bound, what can you do? You're bound, you're controlled. On your own, are you able to release yourself from this bondage? What do you need? You need the help of a person who is not bound. That person can come and help you remove your bondage. If somebody is tied up, then how that person can be released? If someone is tied up, that person can be released by another person who is not tied up. Someone who is not tied up can release this person, isn't it? So that's what we see here also. When we are in the baddha jivatma, conditioned soul is tied up, how we can be released? When you get sadhu sangha, parama swatantra bhagavad bhakta sangha tat kripa jata mangalodayena. In the association of that supremely liberated soul, parama swatantra bhagavad bhakta, devotee of the Lord, in his association, you receive his mercy. By that mercy, your good fortune awakens. What is that good fortune? Now you will get Dhrida Shraddha and then you can do Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. By doing that Shuddha Bhakti, then you are released from the bondage of the three modes. That means for you to be released, you need the help of another person who is also released. On your own, can you free yourself? You cannot free yourself. And if you're bound, can you do anything? On the liberated platform, can you act? You cannot free yourself. Can you free another person if you're tied? If you yourself are tied, can you free another person? No. You need the help of someone who is free, and then when that person frees you, then you can free a third person. Now Kṛṣṇa is tied by Yashoda Mai. He's bound. Kṛṣṇa being bound, what will you expect? If this bondage is really a bondage, if Kṛṣṇa is really bound means if it is a defect, if it's a demerit, if Kṛṣṇa is being bound by Yashoda Mai is a demerit, that means he is bound up and he loses all his independence. That's the whole idea of binding. When you bind somebody, then that person has no freedom. You have tied that person up. So he loses all his independence. He's not able to do anything, isn't it? So if you say that Kṛṣṇa is being bound by Yashoda Mai is a defect, it's a fault, it's a demerit, then he shouldn't be able to do anything. Ordinarily, the way you see, if somebody is tied up, he won't be able to do anything. That's how you should see. But what did Kṛṣṇa do? We will see in the coming classes. He went and he released Nalakuvara and Manigriva from their bondage. They were bound in tree forms. Yamala Arjuna trees. Kṛṣṇa is bound, but being in that condition, being bound, being in bondage, he goes and releases others from their bondage. What does this tell us? That means even though he is bound by Yashoda Mai, he did not lose his svadhinata. He didn't lose his independence. He is able to do. He is able to release, liberate people. He is able to do that still, even though he is bound by Yashoda Mai. Therefore, this bondage is not a defect. It is not a demerit. Okay? Once again, I'm telling you the way it goes. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is asking a question. Krishna is being controlled by his devotee, even though he is the controller of everyone, the whole universe with all its great controllers like Lord Brahma, Lord Śiva, Lord Indra. Krishna is controller of all of them, but he himself is being controlled by Yashoda Mai. Is this an ornament to Krishna or is it a defect? So the answer is, it is not a defect, it is an ornament. Then the question is, why? Explain how it is an ornament. First point is, because Krishna's being bound is producing adbhuta rasa. It is parama chamatkaritvat. It's a chamatkara. It is producing adbhuta rasa. It's producing great pleasure in the heart of the devotees and Krishna. It's a rasa. It's giving great transcendental bliss. So this bondage cannot be a demerit. If it is producing adbhuta rasa, it cannot be a demerit. Rather, it is an ornament. First point. Adbhuta rasa. It's producing adbhuta rasa. So it is an ornament. Now, the second point is, even though he is controlled by a devotee, he is in bondage, still he is liberating others. He liberated Nalakuvara and Manigriva from their bondage in Yamala Arjuna trees. We don't see that in this world. If somebody is in bondage, he cannot free himself, what to speak of freeing others. So what does this tell us? He is freeing Nalakuvara and Manigriva, even though he himself is bound, means Krishna, even though he is bound by his devotee, he does not lose his svadhinata. He does not lose his independence. He is supremely independent, even though he is bound by his devotee. Okay, these are the 2 points. So how can you understand that Krishna's being tied by his devotee is an ornament and it is not a demerit? So these 2 points. Then, next point. Can we take that Krishna's being bound by Yashoda Mai is an ornament, you said, and he's not losing his independence. He's still able to do what he does as the Supreme Lord. Does that mean this binding is just a drama, superficially? Like, they say, uttitane, right? Just like that. It's like an imitation. It's not real. That's what you understand, isn't it? That he's still able to do whatever he does as the Supreme Lord. He's supremely independent, even though he's bound. That means, just superficially, just to show there's something around him like that. Actually, he's not bound. Can we take like that? He's just, he's just going along with this drama. Like when you have, when you play a role, when there's a drama on stage, you play the role of Ravana, let's say, for example, for some time. You are not actually Ravana, but for those 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever you're playing that drama, you act like Ravana. You're acting. You're imitating, you're acting. That's not your real position. Is it like that? So just for this Lila, for the sake of Lila, he's just pretending okay, my mother is dying, so now even children play like that, right? They play games like, okay, like small children, they act like, okay, I'm working, I'm going to office and coming today, and you cook for at home. Like they play games like that, like they're grown-ups. Small children, they play like that. Imitating adults, they just play some games like that. Like that, is it that Kṛṣṇa is imitating? He's just imitating, he's just doing a drama that is bound, but in reality, he's not bound. That is why he's able to release others. Should we understand like that? No. So, is this anukarana matram? Anukarana matram means imitation. It's not real. Yashodamai did not actually bind Kṛṣṇa. This is just an imitation. It is just anukaranam. It is just a drama. Should we take like that? We cannot take like that. Why? Because here, what is the shloka saying? Evaṁ sandarśitā. दर्शा रहे हैं, हमको दिखा रहे हैं. The Lord is actually exhibiting. By this LILA, the Lord is showing the fact to us. Through this LILA, he is showing sandarśitā. The word sandarśitā indicates that this binding by Yashodamai is real. It is not anukaranam. It is not imitation. Not only this LILA, all the LILAs of Kṛṣṇa are real. They are not dramas. Yes, we get pleasure when we see dramas. But Kṛṣṇa's LILAs are not just dramas. We get pleasure by hearing about Kṛṣṇa's LILAs also. But the difference is his pastimes, his LILAs are not dramas. They are real. They are real. They are real. All the LILAs of Kṛṣṇa are real. So here, being controlled by Yashodamai showing stick to Kṛṣṇa, binding him, all this is real. Kṛṣṇa stealing butter, being chastised by gopis, everything is real. Nothing is drama. It is vastavam. It is real. Okay. Next point is, we know that Kṛṣṇa is Atma-rama. Atma-rama means one who is satisfied in himself. Atma-rama. He dwells in himself. Atma mein ramte hain. That means Atma means self. So he is always dwelling in himself. He's completely satisfied in himself. He's dwelling in himself. Atma-rama. Also, Atma-rama means he does not need anything outside of his swarupa. When you say himself and outside of himself, how do you define himself? His swarupa. So whatever, he is always reveling, enjoying in his swarupa. He doesn't need anything outside of his swarupa to give him some pleasure or to fulfill him. It's not needed. This is Kṛṣṇa's nature, his quality, his Atma-rama. Okay. But we see something very surprising in this LILA, that on one hand, he is Atma-rama. He is satisfied within himself. He doesn't need anything outside of his swarupa. But at the same time, he has this bubuksha. Bubuksha means hunger. Hunger means what? You're hungry and you're looking for something outside of your body, isn't it? You want something, you want to eat something because you're hungry. That means you need something outside of your body. So he's experiencing this hunger. How did this LILA start? You remember? Yashodamai, early in the morning, she's churning yogurt, and Kṛṣṇa is sleeping in the next room. And he's still sleeping. He didn't wake up. This is early in the morning on the day of Deepavali. And when he woke up in the morning, when he wakes up, he's looking for his mother, so that, because he's feeling hungry. Small children, when they wake up, they want to drink mother's milk. So some mother is not there. When mother is not there, then where did she go? He's feeling hungry and she's not there. So his face appeared like he's just about to cry because he's hungry. So Kṛṣṇa has this bubuksha. He has hunger. And when he's hungry and his mother is not there, he's about to cry. What is this? He's Atma Rama. He doesn't need, and he's also hungry and he's going to cry because his mother is not there. So does this mean that, not only this is just one instant that he's hungry. There are other things also. He steals butter from others' house. If he is Atma Rama, why does he have to go and steal from someone else's house? He has everything within himself. Why he has to go to others' houses and steal and get chastised and all that? Why he's doing that? That means his stealing is breaking his Atma Ramata. Is it breaking his Atma Ramata? Now he needs something from others. So he's not satisfied within himself anymore. Should we understand like that? Is he becoming dependent on others for his satisfaction? For his pleasure, he's becoming dependent on others? When he's hungry, when he's stealing, is this breaking his Atma Ramata? Acharya says, no. It's not breaking his Atma Ramata. Not one. There are different points from this pastime that the Acharya will explain. Like how there are, just like here, one point is Atma Ramata. He is Atma Rama, completely satisfied in the self, and at the same time he gets hungry. And he cries out of hunger. Or he steals from others. Opposite, isn't it? Two opposites, contradictory qualities. He's self-satisfied, but still he's going to others' house to steal. So this opposing quality is breaking his original quality, Atma Ramata. Like this, there are different contradictory things happening in Kṛṣṇa. Those will be listed. But I think we should stop here. Of course, I started half an hour late, but also I think I went almost half an hour over time. So we can read a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. There is some more discussion of this shloka. There's some more discussion. We didn't complete this shloka's discussion yet. We will continue tomorrow. It's okay. We'll take bit by bit. Otherwise, if we take it all at a time, you may not be able to grasp everything. So let's read Bhagavad Gita now. We are reading from the 14th chapter. If you like, okay, the purport also we'll read tomorrow. We just read the translation and I started with the commentary, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So I will complete that commentary tomorrow. Then we will read the purport. Okay, and then we can also read directly from the commentary in English also. We can read tomorrow. I'll stop here. We will continue the 19th shloka tomorrow. I'll just add a bookmark. And we will now read Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter. We were reading text 22 to 25. We read yesterday. We read the purport also. So here, Arjuna had asked Kṛṣṇa, what are the symptoms of a person who has transcended the three modes? Kair lingais trin guṇān etān. Linga means what are the symptoms of kair lingais? Matlab, what are the symptoms of one who has transcended this atito? Trin guṇān etān atito bhavati prabho. What are the symptoms of a person who has transcended these three modes? And then also he asked, Kim achara? What is his behavior? Katham cha etam trin guṇān ativartate. how can one transcend these three modes? If I wanted to transcend, how can I transcend? So in the next 22, 23, 24, 25, 4 verses, Krishna begins to explain what are the symptoms. First 2 shlokas, Krishna explains what are the symptoms, and second 2 shlokas, Krishna explains what is the behavior of a person who has transcended. So that we saw. These are the symptoms. That means when the effects of the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance are present, he does not hate that. Na dveshti sampravrittani. And when they are absent, he does not long for them. Na dveshti, na kaṅkshati. That was one. What are the other symptoms? Udasinavat. Udasina means he is completely disinterested. He is not affected, right? Udasin, he is neutral. And he is not disturbed. He is not disturbed by the effects of the modes. Guṇair-yona vichalyate. And he knows that whatever activity is going on, it is done by the gunas. Guna vartanta ityevam yovatishtati nengate. So he does not, because he sees that everything is done by the gunas, whatever is happening is done by the gunas, and he is not part of those gunas. He is different from the prakriti. He is not the prakriti. He is not doing it. It is done by prakriti. So in that way, he remains completely unaffected. Then what is his behavior? How does he behave? Sama dukkha sukha swastha, sama loshtashma kanchanaha, tulya priya priyo dhiras, tulya nindatma samstutihi. He is equal in happiness and distress, always situated in the self. That means in Brahman. Sama loshtashma kanchanaha. He sees whether it is gold or stone, he sees it as same, equal. And whether he gets something which he likes or something which he does not like, in both cases, he sees them equally. Dhiraha, he remains sober, whether he gets something which he likes or he gets something which he does not like, in both cases, he remains sober. He is equipoised in both. Tulya, he sees them both in the same way. Similarly, nindatma stuti, tulya nindatma samstutihi. Someone is criticizing him, someone else is glorifying him. He sees them both also equally. Manapamanayos tulyas. When somebody is honoring him or somebody is neglecting him, he sees it the same way. He doesn't get affected. Tulyo mitrari pakshayoho. Whether someone is his friend or somebody is his enemy, he sees them both equally. Sarvarambha parityagi, gives up all types of material activities. Gunatita sauchyate. Such a person has transcended the 3 modes. And we read the purport also. Now we'll read the next verse, text 26. So what was the question? And the third question that Arjun had asked. Arjun had asked that how can one transcend the 3 modes? That's the next question. He's asking, how can one transcend the 3 modes? What are the symptoms of one who has transcended? Okay, that was asked. And also, what is the behavior? That is explained. The third question is, how can I transcend the 3 modes? How can I transcend the 3 modes? So that is going to be answered now. Okay. So now, this verse, text 26. Mam chayo vyabhicāreṇa bhakti-yogena sevate guṇān samatītyaitān brahma-bhūyāya kalpate. Mam cha yaha avyabhicāreṇa. Avyabhicāreṇa. What is avyabhicāreṇa? Avyabhichari means who does not have one, husband, but she goes to different men. Sometimes this man, sometimes that man. That is vyabhichari, prostitute. Avyabhichari means the opposite, only one. Right? Avyabhichari means not this way, only one. So, mamcha yaha avyabhicāreṇa bhakti-yogena sevate. That means one who does bhakti. Bhakti means bhakti is done only to the Lord. Of course, people call demigods also bhakti, but actually you cannot call it bhakti. That is worship. Anyway, but one who worships only Kṛṣṇa, avyabhicāreṇa, and he does only bhakti. Not that some bhakti, some jnana, some karma. No. Avyabhicāreṇa bhakti-yogena sevate. Mamcha yaha avyabhicāreṇa bhakti-yogena sevate. Then that person who does bhakti like this. So this is kevala bhakti. Bhakti is not mixed by karma, jnana, sankhya, yoga, anything. Purely bhakti he is doing. That is avyabhichari bhakti. So with avyabhichari bhakti, one who serves the Supreme Lord, guṇān, samatītyaitān, brahma-bhūyāya kalpate. Such a person will transcend all the three modes. And then he'll go and merge into Brahman. He'll get Brahma Prapti. Why Brahma Prapti? Because these last 6 chapters are actually dealing with Jnana Yoga. All of you are still on the same page. We are talking about Jnana Yoga. Last 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, they are talking about Jnana Yoga, this left side, Jnana Yoga. What is the final goal in Jnana Yoga? Brahma Prapti. They want to go and merge into Brahman. Okay. So here, Arjun's question was, how can one transcend the 3 modes? What happened here? Here, when one is in this, when he is practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga, he is actually, the living entity is covered by avidya. Avidya means passion and ignorance. Avidya means passion and ignorance. So he's still controlled by the modes of passion and ignorance when he's here. But he's endeavoring, by Nishkama Karma Yoga, he's endeavoring to transcend the modes. And he's trying to get goodness, vidya. He's trying to cultivate vidya. So as his avidya becomes removed, it becomes replaced by vidya. That means modes of passion and ignorance are reduced and mode of goodness is increased. So when sufficiently that avidya is removed, then he gets the qualification to give up karma. This is antah-karana shuddhi, or it's called tvam padartha jnana. Tvam padartha jnana means he realizes I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. So what happened here? Modes of passion and ignorance are transcended. At this stage, he is transcending the modes of passion and ignorance. And he gets mode of goodness. Vidya is mode of goodness. Now, he realized I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. But his goal is Brahma Prapti. He has to realize Brahman, not just that I am soul. He has to realize that I am Brahma. I'm Brahman. That he wants to realize. So for that, this small amount of vidya is not sufficient. He needs more and more vidya. Of course, there's no avidya. Passion and ignorance are removed. But that goodness, it's not sufficient. He needs lot of goodness. So now he will be practicing jnana sadhanas. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rajamam, acharyopasanam, stairyam. Like this. This jnana sadhanas. He will take shelter of a jnani guru. He will be hearing Upanishads. In Upanishads, what is he hearing? About Brahman. And parallelly, he'll be practicing jnana sadhanas. By these jnana sadhanas, vidya is increasing. Because of this vidya, whatever he's hearing from Upanishads, he'll be able to understand it properly about Brahman. So in this way, he's trying to understand. Then by this rigorous practice, here, tat padartha jnanam. Now he will actually realize Brahman. He will realize Brahman. Realize Brahman means what? That means he won't see bheda in objects. He won't see there's a fan, there's a chair, and there's a door. No. He will see no quality. There's just existence of everything. What is that? There's no quality of each. If you don't see the quality of each item, everything appears like one to you. What is that one? That is Brahman. So here Tat Padartha Jnana means he's actually realizing Brahman. But he's seeing himself and he's seeing Brahman. The next thing is Aikya Jnanam. Aikya Jnanam means I am that Brahman. Right? There's no difference between me and Brahman. I am also that Brahman only. Aikya Jnanam. Right? So how that will happen? So that will happen by bhakti. So until now he was practicing jnana sadhanas, but with the jnana sadhanas he's increasing his vidya. Vidya is made of goodness. He already transcended passion and ignorance, but now he has lots of goodness. But in order to get liberated, to enter into Brahman, he has to transcend even goodness. So after he realizes Brahman here, Tat Padartha Jnanam, after he gets this, now he will give up even the Jnana sadhanas. He'll give up the Jnana sadhanas also. Now he will be doing, because within these Jnana sadhanas, one item is bhakti. Without bhakti, Jnana will not give its result. Without bhakti, karma, here Nishkam Karma Yoga also will not give its result. Within that karma, some bhakti element will be there. Within the Jnana also, some bhakti element will be there. Without bhakti, no other sadhana can give its result. So now he gave up all jnana sadhanas, but he will hold on to that bhakti. He will be doing bhakti. He will be, because it is only with the help of bhakti that he'll be able to merge into Brahman. So in the final stage here, when he's Jivan Muktaha, right, in this stage, he will be doing only that bhakti. He will not practice any jnana. That's why after transcending all three modes, here he transcended passion and ignorance. But after Tat Padartha Jnana, now he will transcend even goodness. For Aikya Jnana, he will stop all the Jnana sadhanas and studying about Brahman, everything stopped now. Aikya Jnana. But he will be doing bhakti. That means now his bhakti is not mixed with any jnana or karma. Here he is doing karma and mixing it with bhakti. Here he is doing jnana, mixing it with bhakti. But when he comes here, no more karma jnana. He is doing only bhakti. That's why it is called avyabhichari bhakti. Avyabhichari. Not little bit this, little bit that, sometimes this, sometimes that. No. Only bhakti. Kevala bhakti. But this bhakti and this bhakti is not the same on the right side. The intensity is different, the power is different. This is swalpa, the very little quantity of bhakti is doing. Quantity of bhakti, the intensity bhakti is very less. This is like a lamp, small lamp, whereas this is like the sun. That much light there is in this. Whereas this has very little. However, it is not mixed with karma and jnana, that's why it's called avyabhichari bhakti. So, mamcha yaha avyabhicāreṇa bhakti-yogena sevate. When one does bhakti like this, then, so here, after realizing Tat Padartha Jnana, now here he will be practicing that. Then, saguṇān samatītyaitān brahma-bhūyāya kalpate. Then, by that bhakti, with the help of that bhakti only, he'll be able to go and merge into Brahman. That's what this verse is saying. So, this is this chapter. And all these 6 chapters are actually talking about the left side. From Nishkama Karma Yoga, then Jnana Sadhanas. So first is realization is Tvam Padartha Jnana. Then next realization is Tat Padartha Jnana. Then after that, Aikya Jnana. Aikya Jnana means he'll go and merge into Brahman. So, what was Arjun's question? How can one transcend the 3 modes? So Krishna is answering here. How can one transcend the 3 modes? You have to do avyabhichari bhakti. Then you can transcend the 3 modes. Avyabhichari bhakti means no more karma, jnana, nothing. Do only bhakti. With that only you'll be able to transcend the modes and merge into Brahman. This is the answer to the 3rd question that Arjuna asked. Translation and purport. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. So, I think the purport also we will read tomorrow. Time is up. I just explained to you today So tomorrow we will read the purport and we'll discuss further. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. Okay, so I will end here. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti vaishnavim ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mother.